Hello! We're celebrating 400 issues of Wargames Illustrated magazine. Yes, so in 1987 we launched this and 400 issues later we're on this. This is the April 2021 issue of Wargames Illustrated magazine. We were going to do 400 pages, but then we decided that would be ridiculous. We did do 300 pages for issue 300, you may remember. But yeah, it just got a bit much for 400. Couldn't possibly fit 400 pages in. But anyway, what we have done is we're giving away a copy of Death in the Dark Continent Lite, which is a rule set with the magazine this month. And we're also giving away free Prime membership. So WI Prime is the our online members club, and if you're a Prime member you get a PDF version of the magazine. You also get access to the Wargames Illustrated Vault, where you can access this magazine, and another 399 others as well. You also get £5 off at North Star and Gripping Beast every month. You also get 25% off selected Perry Miniatures plastic box sets, and you get a free download of Wargames World 6. Now, Wargames World 6 is the sister magazine to Wargames Illustrated 400. It's part of our 400 celebrations. It's a PDF version of a magazine. It's another 108 pages of wargaming goodness that you can enjoy over the course of the coming months or years. So yeah, that's full of lots of celebratory articles, including expanded articles from 400 and reflections on some of the greats of the hobby. So a lot more of the same from what you'd expect from Wargames Illustrated. All great quality stuff, obviously. So as well as the magazine itself, as well as this set of rules, which is a cut down version of the very popular Wargames rules for 19th century Africa, Death in the Dark Continent. This is a light version, but totally playable in and of itself. There's a magazine, of course, and the magazine itself. Let's have a quick look inside here and what we've got inside this month's issue of the magazine. Okay, so let's take a look inside this celebratory 400th issue of the magazine. We'll start by having a quick look at an article which has been written by Chris Pears. Now, Chris Pears is the author of Death in the Dark Continent. Death in the Dark Continent being the free set of rules, or at least the light version is the free set of the rules that you get with this issue of the magazine. So Chris is telling us all about Death in the Dark Continent, where it comes from and why you should be playing it. We then get into an article by myself. This is called 50 to 400, and it's looking at some of the quirky articles and features that we've had in Wargames Illustrated over the years. Some of the more noticeable and interesting things that I've picked out from the 400 issues I've been looking through. Then into an article called 10 Favourites Wargame Mechanics. This is by Joe McCulloch. Joe McCulloch's the author of Frostgrave and various other rule sets. He looks at rules within rules and what wargaming mechanics particularly interest him and what he's pulled out of different rule sets. Right, moving on past that article there about Hugh de Payon, we get one called There Can Be Only One. In this article, Pete Brown looks at the most flexible wargaming armies, which armies he's collected or wishes he'd collected over the years that can be used in different periods, different theatres of war, the most flexible armies from throughout history. Getting a bit deeper into the magazine now. We'll take a look at this article here by the one and only Rick Priestley. It's called Rule Scene, and what we asked Rick to do was look at some influential Wargames rules that he'd picked up on over the last 30 odd years. And since Wargames Illustrated 1, he pulls out a lot of rules and mechanics that he particularly likes from Wargames rules and why. Moving deeper into the magazine, we've got an article here by the Perry twins, no less. Alan and Michael take us on a journey through their sculpting story, telling us about the early days of when they started sculpting, how different it is now, and what they've learnt, and some anecdotes along the way. Then we round off the magazine with an article in which we speak to 3 different rules writers, the guys behind Clash of Spears, Rich Clark from Two Fat Lardies, and Andy Callan, who wrote Nevermind the Billhooks for us, and they talk about the popularity of mass skirmish rules. So there's a Q&A with those guys there. So there's plenty more in there as well, and there's lots more besides in the other free publications that you get with this magazine, like Death in the Dark Continent Lite and Wargames World 6. So loads more to keep you reading for weeks and weeks on end. But there you have it, Wargames Illustrated 400, celebrating our 400th issue of the world's premier tabletop gaming magazine. This video has been brought to you by WI Prime, Wargames Illustrated magazine's online members club. View more videos or find out more about WI Prime by following these links.